We have a warm-up. We are going to be looking at electrical and electronic technology today. Okay, I think we've got most everyone in. Let's start up. So I'm looking at our module here. We've got a warm-up. We are going to be going through the vocab quiz. Let me shift over to our title card. There we are. There's Jackson McKinnon. We are getting everyone in today. Okay, so we have a warm-up in Canvas. We're going to be looking at the electrical technology and electronic technology for our term quiz. See how the words are right there in the quiz? Boy, I didn't put a end bracket on that one, did I? Let's put it. Make it appropriate. Who is this? Look, Nicole. Okay, sorry about that. Let me get back where we need to be. Okay, so we have our week 8 term quiz. We're going to go over electrical and electronic technology, and then we're going to work on our haunted or dream house, any vocabulary, whatever you would like to do to get back work in. End of the quarter is coming, 29th. I probably can't take anything much after the 25th, so please get work into me. I am proud to say that I am getting work from students I have not been receiving much work from. So I think our strategy of trying to have more time in class to go over, and even for me to try and do the assignment along with you, is helping get people feeling like they can do this work. So thank you. Thank you for the effort. Our objective for today is that you will be able to determine the difference between electrical and electronic technology. You will also be continuing to learn how to create a haunted or dream house and do your vocab quizzes. That's what we're up to. Something I want to say before we dig in is the quarter is coming, and that means that classes are going to be changing. So a bunch of you might end up getting shifted into another foundations class because your schedule has changed. I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you. I really love my class and how much you guys have supported me throughout this online learning. We have made it through as a team. I really do feel supported by you. Mr. Swift, you're muted. Mr. Swift, I can't see what you're talking about. Please, you're not presenting. These are all things that really help me. The last thing I want to do is not be giving you a proper presentation, but sometimes things go wrong. So I just really appreciate all the support you have given me, and know that we will all still be friends and that there will be great teachers to support you. The other FOTs are probably going to be a bit different than ours. We are the only one at Blair using this curriculum. It's not going to be that much more difficult or anything. It will just be a different way of looking at this material. We'll be hitting the same marks. Like our course and their course is all done to the same specifications in terms of knowledge goals. Beverly. So it'll be fun, and we are actually going to be we're all going to be doing the same projects this semester. So we will be doing more hands-on sort of technology projects, bridge building, how much weight can it bear, building a geodesic dome, building a Rube Goldberg machine, more hands-on technology stuff. So it should be fun. All right. Anybody have any questions, problems, issues, statements they would like to make regarding current events that are hopefully kind and welcoming? You know, again, I still want to acknowledge if anyone is feeling bad, if anyone is feeling scared, if anyone is feeling threatened. Things are hopefully heading in the right direction, but the idea that the mall of the United States, Capitol is cut off and covered in Army people with automatic weapons is a little disturbing as an American citizen, much less as a native Washingtonian. I was born and raised in Washington, and I love that city, and it hurts me to see the military presence due to the current threat level. That's enough of that. Let's get into what's important to us. Somebody saying they hope that they get me for next semester. I have no control, I hate to say. We do what we are told. You get what you get and you don't get upset. That's my wife's favorite expression. Okay, let's look at the quiz quickly. I mean, not the quiz, our warm-up. All right, luckily I know that I keep my warm-up in a way that we can all look at it. Now, just a warning here. When I'm creating these, I'm creating them to the best of my ability. I am not exactly sure where some of these items fall in the spectrum of which core technology they are, but I'm thinking about this, and I think these are fun questions for us. First off, well, I'll just jump into it. I won't ask. I was going to say, first off, does anyone know the difference between electrical and electronic technology? I think we have been over this just a little bit because those two words were so similar. It seemed like it was going to be hard to tell the difference. So let's do this, and then we'll talk about what the actual difference is. So question one, which technology does Sparky, the electric chair, used for executions in the 1950s belong to? You know, it's a haunted house theme. I didn't want to have anyone get upset that I was using a tool of execution as our example, but it is, and it was that the electric chair was named Sparky. Is that an example of electronic or electrical technology? You can put the answer in the chat, or if someone is feeling brave, they can sing out. What do you think? Is the electric chair an electronic technology or an electrical technology? All right, since we're getting so many volunteers.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, somebody's volunteering.
I kind of feel like it's electric.
Electrical.
Yeah, electrical.
Okay, how does everybody else feel about that? Can anyone give a yay or a nay? Electrical, is that what Sparky is?
No, I just had a feeling of it.
No, don't worry. I'm just seeing if we have Amir is backing you up. We have a second, and you are correct. The electric chair is electrical technology. It is transmitting electrons. Electrical technology is about the generation, transmission, and storage of electricity or electrons. Electronic technology is about using low voltage, not 110 or 120 as you believe that lives in the wall, but very low voltage, typically direct current. These are batteries, 1.5 volts. Two batteries is 3 volts. You look at your adapters, they can be 5 volts, 7 volts, maybe 12 volts. Those are electronic technology. Those are electronics. TVs run on low voltage, okay? All right, so now I have a tricky question. So number 2, which technology does a hoverboard belong to when it is plugged in and charging? Anybody have an idea about that? So what's happening when the hoverboard? Well, first off, I can ask this question. We can go to question 3. Which technology does a hoverboard by itself belong to when it is unplugged? Is it electrical or electronic technology?
Electronic.
Correct. So a hoverboard is an example of an electronic device, right? It runs on low voltage to power the device, okay? So if a hoverboard is electronic technology, could it change when it's plugged in? Which technology does a hoverboard belong to when it is plugged in and charging?
Electrical.
Electrical. So great job. And again, typically that's how teachers are working this. They are looking for the next logical step. And that would be the idea that, gee, if it's not going to be an electronic device, it must be different. There's only one other choice, and that's electrical. Why is it electrical? Because it is involved in the transmission and storage of electrons, right? I am using wall current and I am running that into the battery. Actually, it's being converted to probably 12 volt DC, and that is being run into the battery of my hoverboard. That is an electrical operation. It is electrons being transmitted into a storage device. Once I unplug it and the board is actually using that electricity, it is utilizing low voltage electricity to power the device. Okay, great job. I'm so proud of everyone. That was really good. Okay, so let's get back into our presentation, and all we're going to look at really is our key items, because I want time. I keep talking too much and using our time. Okay, so today we are looking at electrical technology, hint, high voltage. So electrical technology is what? I don't like those things. Electrical technology is a technology system that produces, stores, controls, transmits, and gets work from higher voltage electrical energy sources. Okay, so my hoverboard was storing electricity. That is why it would be an electrical device when it was plugged in. Applications of electrical technology are power plant generator. Creating electricity is an electrical technology. Automobile battery, a light switch, electric. Now, what about a light switch? That seems like an interesting electrical application because it's not. That seems incorrect. A light switch is mechanical technology. I guess that it's the idea that power is going through the switch, that you're either stopping the flow or starting the flow is probably why it is electrical. Electric motor in a can opener, a doorbell, an electric heater, a hair dryer. Let's look at some of these. So big transmission lines, electrical. The wiring in your house, electrical. Your doorbell, front and rear, electrical. Transformers, electrical. Now, here's an interesting thing. A light bulb and a hair dryer are basically doing the same thing. They are running electricity through a filament that has resistance and heats up to red hot to generate heat. Okay, well, heat and light. So in the light bulb, it is a small tungsten filament that gets white hot, and that is why it is generating white light. Okay, hair dryer, if you look inside a hair dryer, there's a series of coils inside it. Those are resistance coils. When electricity is passed through a wire that has resistance, it is fighting the electricity, that wire heats up. If it gets really hot, it will also emit light. It will turn red, it will turn yellow, it will turn white, okay? Electronic technology, hint, low voltage, right? So electrical can be high voltage. Electronic technology uses low voltage. So that is your battery, 1.5 volts. Almost all batteries are 1.5 volts. 2 batteries in line, one on top of the other, typically that is 3 volts. That is called putting batteries in series. If you put them in parallel, you get more wattage, but it stays at 1.5 volts. Okay, electronic technology is mostly about devices. Electronic technology is a technology system that uses small amounts of electrical energy for controlling, detecting, and information collecting. storing, retrieving, processing, and communicating. Okay, applications of electronic technology are thermostat for controlling temperature, a metal detector, a videotape recorder, a computer, a pocket calculator, a cell phone. Everything that we think of sort of as a device, as a technology. You know, an electric lawnmower is electronic. Your TV is electronics. Your, well, maybe a TV isn't because it's plugged in. I still would think it would be electronics. Okay, so here we go. My favorite thing on this, so this is a tablet, your keypad on your house alarm. This is a defibrillator. This is what a portable gaming system used to look like. This is the Game Boy. This is the first portable gaming system invented by Nintendo. So that shows you the age of our presentation. But look, they've got my hoverboard on there. Okay, so a hoverboard is definitely electronic technology. So electronic versus electrical. What's the difference? About 100 volts. So the power that comes out of your wall, everyone thinks of it as 120, typically it is 110. That is why when you double it, you get 220, okay? What they are talking about is typically, you know, electronic devices are working on 12 volts or less of electricity. So that is why it's saying about 100 volts. All right, we are done here. I've got a couple little videos I want to watch, and then we'll get into working on our anything that's not due. Okay, so this is another college video. Whenever I look up these technologies, all I get are college courses advertising their programs. This is the quickest, most cogent, but I wanted you to see what people who work in electrical technology actually work with, all right? I am going to stop sharing and start sharing my desktop just so I don't not show you something. All right. I never know what's out there on my desktop.
Every day at work when I go in, there's always some new problem. A program got lost, a cylinder's not working.
The cool thing about this field, it's very broad, so they teach you a little bit about everything, and then you get to focus on what you want to go into.
Controls engineers is actually one of the fastest growing and one of the most readily available jobs out there right now. This program here definitely gets you ready for it. You have to take hydraulics, pneumatics, ladder, motor controls, basic electrical, basic electronics.
We also learn with PLCs, programmable logic controllers. It's like a program that you can tell it to do whatever you want. Program something to turn on a light. You can program something to turn on a push button.
Ford, GM, Chrysler, all of them use PLCs and automation with their robots, with their conveyors.
You literally have to think for the robot. It doesn't have a brain. You're the brain. The robot does what you tell it to do. If it wasn't for HFCC, I wouldn't have been as successful as I've been.
My future is looking great. This is truly what I wanted to do.
Okay. Now let's look at, oh no you don't. Go sneaking up on me. I really like this video. This is pretty interesting. This is the electronics revolution. I think it opens your eyes to how the world is progressing. Where are the jobs going to be? What is happening to revolutionize the technology that we work with? How can you be a part of that?
In the last 25 years, electronics technology has revolutionized our lives. Over a wide range of applications, like the kitchen of your home, the factories that developed the global economy, the cars you drive to work, to the shops, or to dinner, communications technology, which has put computers in the palm of our hands, and clean energy production, which is environmentally friendly to the planet. Operating equipment has become smaller, more reliable, and significantly more advanced in terms of capability and processing power. As this continues, we are seeing the early stages of amazing potential growth areas like fully electric vehicles, self-driving cars, and internet-based home automation. Looking forward to tomorrow, this evolution is set to accelerate and to diversify. For example, the industrial environment will see factory automation, internet control, and robotics dramatically affect the economics of production. To make them viable, these innovations will require systems that benefit from power-efficient, ultra-reliable, and highly accurate components. The same is true of new developments in power generation and power transmission. These and other energy applications put stress on component materials and their structural designs. They will often require unique and highly customized innovations. Efficiency, reliability, and accuracy. These are some of the core building blocks of next-generation product developments from Vishay. The high demands for quality in space, aerospace, automotive, and industrial applications have given our company exactly the experience we need to work with customers to solve their 21st century problems. These technology strengths and the strengths of our global manufacturing, research and development, and quality assurance teams are the broad foundation which makes us ready to deliver the right solutions to our customers in the markets of the future.
Okay. So I like that one. Here's a good question for the team. Did they only show electronics in that video, or were they also showing electrical technology? Anyone have an idea? Anybody? They were showing both. They were showing, some things that were electrical technology in addition to electronics, and just saying that, electricity has really changed our future. Okay, what I am showing you now is the idea that the 9 core technologies definitions are in our module. For some reason, I was having weird sharing issues with this. That this is the sheet. You don't want to see my desktop, trust me. You've got to scroll down to get to the technologies, all right? So on all of our big projects, to talk about our haunted house projects, you need to have a cover slide that is going to have your name. Here, let me pull up an example. Okay, let's see, who am I going to pick? You get to see all my fabulous files. Blair, I need FOT online, and I need haunted house. Oh. Examples. Okay. So here's a cool haunted house I just got. So your title card is going to have haunted house of technology, Mad Dr. Mysterio's haunted house. That's fine. I'd just like to know, are you doing a haunted house or a dream house? I want to know which unit this is going to apply to. Is it 4A, 4B, 4C, 4D, 4E? So that I know which technologies you're going to be displaying. It also needs a student name. Then we get a slide with the 9 core technologies. That is why I was showing you where to get the 9 core technologies and their definitions from. Ideally, I like the examples, but see how we got this to fit on here? The problem is 9 are really too much to fit on one slide. A few people have found great ways to do it. This looks great because it breaks out things and makes it more readable. the idea that there is mechanical, structural, electrical, electronic, and then the definitions. If it was all in one line, it gets a little confusing to read. Okay, those first 2 slides, or if you make 2 slides for your technology, your first 3 slides are going to be the same on every project. All you are going to change is what the unit number is, right? 4A, 4B, that's it. Then what happens? We get 1 slide stating what the technology we're going to be looking at is, structural technology, and the definition, the technology system that forms or puts parts and materials together to create supports, containers, shelters, connectors, and functional shapes. Then I get 5 examples. Ideally, it's 5 slides with 5 examples. If you want to pick multiple examples off 1 slide, that is fine. I just want you to have enough room to write up your answers for the examples and not have them be too crowded. You'll see here, the answers take a bit of space. I am also not expecting everyone's presentations to be the same level of excellence. We have 9th graders through 12th graders. When you see me make a slide presentation, my skills are not at the level of your skills. So I am not expecting everyone to do a slick professional job. I'm just expecting you to do your best, and I will be evaluating you based on your skill level. Okay, I am not saying that everybody needs something fabulous. So 5 examples. This one's looking at the pillars, saying that they are structural technology, because you can see nothing on the roof, but there are hundreds of ghosts standing there, with each of them weighing 200 pounds. This haunted house specializes in heavy, fat ghosts. I love that imagination. Second example, in the haunted house to the right, when you get to the front door, there are 2 columns. They protect the upper stairs from falling down because the scientist stores lots of chemicals up there. This is structural technology because the columns are supporting the haunted house. I need you to validate each example with a statement like that. The columns are structural technology because they support the structure of the house. This is one of my favorites. These coffins are found in the closet of the haunted house, which the scientist puts all the dead bodies in there, but he does not throw them away because he waits until the ghosts come out of the coffins. This is structural technology because coffins are containers for dead bodies. Perfect. Okay, now this one I really like. This is the room where the scientist eats his food with the ghosts. You cannot see the ghosts, but they are sitting right in the chairs and they are eating their food, which is also invisible, but very heavy. And the table is made out of a special structure that it can carry the ghost food. This is structural technology because the table and chairs are supports. He also keeps his dad around. All right, then we get the next slide, which states our technology, material technology, and the definition, followed by 5 examples. This is the last one I'll read, but the staircase you see are not the regular type of staircase. It is made out of stainless steel and plated with gold. This is the staircase where the monsters of the haunted house hang out together. You might not see them, but there are many of them standing behind the staircase. This is material technology because it produces a staircase by combining gold and stainless steel, 2 materials. That's the idea. Then the last thing I need, your 5 examples, is your sources. Ideally, you should be doing your sources in this technique. This is real APA notation. It has the company that the images came from. I'm wondering where these images came from. They're so cool. They're all from Shutterstock, and I don't really understand how he doesn't have a watermark on them. Because usually a stock footage company puts a watermark on their images so that if you use them without paying for them, they're not really good quality. But so he's got Shutterstock, similar engine thing. He lists the number retrieved and the web address. Perfect. Okay, so remember, sometimes people are not giving me the right technology for the haunted house or something. You know, like our vocabulary quizzes. Just know for every vocabulary quiz, all you have to do is look at the title to see what the words are. Our vocab quiz is going to be on electrical technology and electronic technology. The vocab words are always inside these brackets, okay? Then you just need to give me the word. You need to define it. I've given you the definitions. You can go get those and copy and paste. Those are very good definitions. They are technology definitions, which can vary from Google. Why do I let you do this? Because I feel if you have to go to the sheet, copy the definition, drop it in, read it, make sure that it all went in right, you are learning that definition. So I am okay with that, all right? I know some people in my last class had questions on the open and closed loop systems. What would people like me to be demonstrating or working on for the next 20 plus minutes, right? You can be working on your quizzes or on your projects till class is over, and that will be at 1:30. I can be working on anything to help you understand this process. And I think it has helped people to see me stumbling around making my slides. You think I'd be better at it being a film expert, but I never really had any reason to make slides. Anyone? All right, so what I am gonna do then is I am gonna continue working on my structural technology and mechanical technology dream/haunted house, because I'm doing structural technology as a dream house, and then I'm going to do mechanical technology as a haunted house. All right. So let me get in there. If you have questions, if you are having problems building out your app, if you don't know where to find stuff, let me know. I want to help you. Okay. Let me find my house. No. Don't think that's what I need. No, that's our lecture. Here I am. Okay. So here is my title card. I have Dream House/Haunted House. You guys are all seeing this, right? Yeah, I'm positive I'm presenting my desktop. So
yeah, we can see that.
Okay, it's always a question when I'm going full screen, and that's just why I did this, to avoid it. Okay, so here's my title card, Core Technologies 4B. Here I made 2 slides of my 9 core technologies. And I think this is a little ugly, the way I did it, but heck, it works. And I was in a pinch. So if I have time, I might go back and redo this. But for the moment, this has everything I need. It has my core technologies, it has their definition, and it has the examples. So I'm a fan of that. Okay, so these 3 slides, this one, and this one, are going to be the same on all my projects. I'm just going to change whether it's 4B, 4C, 4D. I never have to make those again. All I have to do, right? Project 4B is structural technology and materials technology. I'm going to pop in a card that says structural technology and have the definition underneath it. Okay? I could make this a little cleaner. I could give my background some color, but that's okay. So now I need 5 examples. Okay, here's an image I found. The edge of the building is what's supporting the structure. It is structural technology. You know, this is like a column, but there's got to be structure in here that's holding this up. Okay, how about that for a weird looking house? Okay, here we are. Pillar. A pillar is an example of structural technology because it supports the structure. Okay. Here we are. I never got to this one. Let's try. What am I going to put in here? Let's give me a text box. Well, I know. I learned the way to get rid of these is I've got to click on the actual squares if I want to get rid of the add title and add text. So I click that, I click on the square, and then I hit delete. I click that, I click on the square, and I hit delete. That is highlighting the actual text frame. All right, now I'm going to give myself a text box. And I'm going to give myself an arrow. Where are my shapes? Here's my shapes. Okay, the cool thing with these arrows is you can make them as thin or as big as you want. Okay, so I'm going to point to the glass. So I can stretch this out. I can shrink it down to make it a nice thin arrow. I can also turn it by grabbing this guy. Oop, hang on. Come on. There, see? So now I have my arrow going for my text box, possibly a little too long. So grab this and shorten it up a little. Somebody was able to color their arrows. I still can't figure out how to color my arrow. Look, here's another arrow that I can just use a line arrow if I wanted. So here, once I click on the square, I can delete that, and I could just pick a line arrow. So let's say I'm betting it starts at the head. I string it out. I get my text box. Ooh, it's very difficult to see, isn't it? Let's see. I like my other arrow better. Okay, so I'm going to shapes and getting my arrow back. This was much easier to see. All right, I'm going to turn it. Then I'm just going to leave this like it is and go to my text box. Well, maybe let's pull it up a little. Okay, so what am I going to say in here? I am going to change my text color, not to black. What do I want? I want white, I think. Now, if what I like is you adding a little commentary in here to personalize this as opposed to just identifying the technology. So this is the second floor garage in my dream house. The windows actually flip up and okay, so I'm going to make my box a little bigger. I'm going to make my font bold, and I'm going to make it a little bigger so it's easy to read. So this is the second floor garage in my dream house. Ooh, my dream house. My dream house. The windows actually flip up and expose a Hot Wheels style ramp that jumps the moat to my house, and that is the way that you drive out. The windows are structure, they are, or I should say structural technology. structural technology, capitalize that so it stands out, comma, because they are providing the walls of the room. They are a part of the structure of my house. Okay, let me get to my haunted house. So I finish up my dream house, then I get into materials technology. I have enough, so I've given my 5 examples of structure in the dream house. Now I'm doing materials technology. My first slide is here. My entire house is an example of structural technology. Let's capitalize that. It is structural technology since it is a structure, even if it was built by demons. So that is the way that I added a little something to my haunted house. So see, I dropped the photo on here and I left myself some white space over here to add my text, okay? If I wanted, I could make my text a little bigger and bolder, right? Let's bold it, make it a little bigger. And I can shrink up my text box to make it look a little more. Here we go. This is the way you move these boxes. It's a little weird. Okay. So there we go. Now that looks a little better in terms of a presentation. Something that I learned last time was the idea of how you get color or a picture into the background. So here's what happened. I wanted to put that picture into the background. I like the slides with the picture in the background. That's what all these slides are. They are images I put into the background of the slide. They cover the whole slide. So what happens when I import an image that is in this format into the background of my slide? It is going to get squashed and stretched. That is what is going to happen. So here, if I just go to the Insert Image button, and I want to upload from my computer, here's my Addams Family house. What happens when I put it in the background? This is how you put something in the background. Whoop, that didn't work. No, that was me just inserting an image. When you just insert an image, it drops it on top of the slide. Okay? So that's how I could make the one which had the comment box beside it. What I want here is not that, so I'm deleting that. I wanted background, okay? I can just make my background colored if I want by hitting a color. I say done, right? I don't want that. But I'm gonna make it transparent. I want an image. I'm going to browse. I'm gonna choose my Addams Family house and put it in. Okay, done. So there it is. It squished it vertically and stretched it horizontally to force it into covering the entire slide. So I don't think my haunted house looks as much like a haunted house when it looks like this. So that's why I went to just keeping it as the real image and adding my text beside it. All right, let's add some other stuff to this one. All right, I am going to add what? Let's put something in the background. See, once you're in a text box, you do not have the options of putting something in the background. So you've got to be clicked on the background. Okay. All right. Let's put that one in. Not. I got to find one more image for materials. I'm going to find two more images for materials. What am I going to do? Let's try that Shutterstock thing and see what happens. See, haunted house images, stock photos, and vectors. Halloween haunted house. Wow. All right, I think I need I have an idea. Haunted house gallows. Anything with a nice gallows in it? Oh, there we go. That'll work. So I right click on it. See how there are watermarks in it? I don't know how they were able to do that other one. No, I'm not signing up. Okay, so here I can save this image as. All right, so I right click and I save image as, and I want to be going to my fabulous Blair, and I am in our online class, and I am in the haunted house. Don't ask me why, I put it in dream house, and there's my haunted background. So gallows. Okay, then what do I want? Haunted house spire. Well, that seems to not have gotten us much. Okay, I have a different idea. I'm going to put my Addams family back in for a second example. Okay, I'm going to go, because I don't want to insert an image. Yes, I do. I want to upload from my computer, and I want my Addams family house again. Okay, and what am I going to talk about? I am going to if you hold down shift when you pull out the corner, your image keeps its proportions. You will not stretch the image if you hold down shift while you pull the image out. Okay, so what I'm doing on this one is I am saying that cupola, I just click on the arrow and then I drop it over here. Then I can pull it and squish it and do whatever I want. I think it needs to be a little longer. All right, so I am going to turn it. Oh, come on, that's not what I was trying to do. Why do you keep doing that? Ah, there, that's what I want. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of these. And I'm going to grab myself a text box and drop it in here. The haunted house. Okay, how are we doing? We've got about 8 minutes left. Okay, so I'm saying the haunted house has a cupola or attic room for the past family members that were locked away for their own good. Mwah! So I say the haunted house is a cupola or attic room for the past family members that were locked away for their own good. It is an example of structural technology. If I had an extra O, it might help, because it is a room in a house. A house is a structure, a room is a structure, okay? I could also say I wanted to do 2 examples off this. Let me make myself another text box. So if I grab, whoop, that's not what I wanted to do. Well, might as well pull this up. Now that is weird. Why is it doing that? I'm just making another text box over here for me. I was trying to move this box down. If I am on the box, can I move it? There we go. If I click on the squares, again, if I use my up and down arrows, it lets me use them. Okay, so now we've got that. What I want is another arrow. I think I can probably copy these. Yep, so there's another arrow. All right. All right, so now I need my text box. And I'm going to say, okay, my explanation is a little circuitous. Okay, so my new example is, the widow's walk is where the good doctor hurled his wife from in a fit of pique. The widow's walk is a rooftop structure. Give that R. Give her a possessive. The widow's walk, not walks, is a rooftop structure and thus is structural technology. Yep. Don't forget the is. Structural technology. So there is an example of 2 examples of structural technology on one slide. And it's perfectly fine because it's relatively clear. I can read the text. There's a little something fun in there, but you can just see how crowded it starts getting once you get multiple answers on one slide. Okay? Does everyone know what a widow's walk is? Anybody have an idea? The widow's walk is this little area on top of the house, and there was a trap door that allowed people to get out. And why would they call it the widow's walk? Does anyone have an idea as we wrap up class? Why this feature was called the widow's walk? Oh, that's fine, Desi. Sorry, I just noticed that message. The reason they are called a widow's walk, it goes back to the sailing days. when your husband left for the South Pacific and didn't come back for a year, when the boat was due to return, the family members were known to always keep a lookout on the harbor to see if their loved one's ship had returned. The way they did that was they got on top of their house and walked around the Widow's Walk looking for the ship with their husband in it. The reason it was called the Widow's Walk was not a lot of whalers made it back home from the South Pacific. They had to go around Cape Horn and all kinds of dangers. So a lot of times they would call it the Widow's Walk because the widow would continuously be up there looking for her husband to come home, but he never would. So she would keep going up to the Widow's Walk to walk and look for her husband. Okay, so like this slide, pretty easy to say the columns are structural technology, right? Let's just get rid of that. Give me an arrow. Yeah, somebody's going to tell me how to put color in my arrow. Too fat. So let's grab that boy to rotate it around. Okay, then I'm going to make myself a little text box right here. And I am going to make my text white. All right, so yep, we are done. Are supporting the balcony, thus structural technology. Okay, team. So that's how it all works. We are done. Thank you so much. Get me a project. Get me a vocabulary quiz. If anyone has questions or problems, please come see me. Jeremiah, can I help you?
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Oh, no problem, Jeremiah. It's very kind of you. Hi, team.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
Mr. Swift, where can we look?
Hi, Lip.
Where can we look at the recordings?
What recordings?
The Zoom recordings?
Oh, okay. Let me show you. Hang on. For one, let me just put it in the chat for you. I will show you the messy wonders of my desk. All right, I need my Zoom master sheet. So they should also be, hang on, let me get you, blah, 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 playlist for recordings. Oh, that's APCSP. What I want is my playlist for FOT. Okay. Hang on, everyone. So here it is. This is the playlist. This will take you to YouTube, and it has every single class that we've had on a video. I need to get it downloaded and I'll upload it, okay? But just to let you know, let me share and show you where these live normally so that you should be able to get them. Let me do the desktop just for fun. These should be in the module. They should be in my MCPS, okay? Don't want you. So when you look in here, in our course. Come on. I don't think I put it in Zoom. Nope. Shoot, where did I put that? That's probably in announcements, but that's a good point. Zoom links, class recordings right here. Class recordings are up. This is the link right here, is the class recording link. Okay, so it's in announcements. I'm sorry about that if it felt buried.
Okay, thank you.
Will that help you? Nelson, Brooke, Schnell? What can I do for you? Why are you guys hanging out? Do you love me? I love you. Schnell, Nelson, Brooke? Anything I can do for you? All right. Au revoir.